boys. Alright. I gotta whisper. There's a chance that I was totally wrong about the squatting situation. We already knew that from the get-go. Like, obviously I was making a ton of assumptions. So I got a box of ice. Cup of ice. But I need to come talk to you guys. Listen. I got here today, and the person that was here, there was someone in my spot, but I knew the car. It was the guy that was doing renovations on the property. And I was like, yo, can you get in my spot? And he's like, sure. He's like, sorry about that. After he moves, and I'm like, hey, by the way, are you still doing renovations? And he's like, yeah, I am. I was like, but didn't people move in? He's like, yeah, they did, but sometimes, they leave a list or whatever of like renovations to do. And I was like, okay. But in my head, I was like, this guy might be like, I'm doing renovation on the property while letting his boys stay there. But the truth of the matter is, I think I was just being presumptuous, assumptuous. That's not even a real word. I might have just been discriminatory. I think, dude, they're listening to, what's that song on? Can't touch it, like that song. Bro, they just haven't been listening to like bops, like American bops. So I think they're just normal dudes that live there. But it's weird, like half the cars have, maybe like two. I think 2 of the cars out of the 4 cars have temporary license plates. Like there was just a lot of weird stuff and suspicious. But I think the truth of the matter is, the most self-aware person, the most self-aware I am, is that really, if they never took my parking spot, I wouldn't have like been upset and then decided to like try to write this horrible story about these people. Or not horrible story, but just like make assumptions. Like, the truth of the matter is like, I just didn't like that they took my spot. I don't give a fuck who lives there as long as my spot's good. So that's what I had to say. Hold on, I just asked my neighbor. Okay. The landlord never responded. But the guy that I saw, the renovating guy, he said that had been rented out. So we talked to the same guy. But the landlord not responding, the landlord instantly responded to her yesterday and then stopped responding when she asked the question. But once again, I don't care who lives there. It was really just, I wanted my parking spot. And I felt disrespected. Humans are so stupid, bro. We just get upset about shit, and then we make up stories. Like, especially when we have negative emotions, like we're upset or we're mad, we make up stories that will make us feel the best, like feel the best. Like if we feel happy emotions, we also are like, oh, this is yeah, of course I got this, or like you just feel a happy emotion, you know why you're having it. But if you're having bad emotions, you try every way to justify it and twist it into something else, some noble thing, or some really deep story, or not even noble. In this case, I was just being discriminate. I was being fucked up. So I don't know. Humans are kind of stupid. Now imagine this. Imagine this. Imagine someone does something that bothers you. This exact situation. Imagine this situation happens. I post it on TikTok, but instead of like, I get more racial with it, I get more like bigoted with it, right? And I explain why I thought that they were squatters, all this stuff. And then I have all this whole community on TikTok who are mostly MAGA people. Like I would have if I post on, especially on Twitter, it would go crazy on Twitter, right? Because those MAGA people already believe that certain demographics are their enemy and shit like that. And so like, what just happened on a very minute scale, me by myself, could easily turn into a big thing where like the story that I've made up, everyone else has made up, and we're all going along with the same story. And I think that's like, that's the issue with like talking to MAGA people is like, they're not, when you talk to them, it's not with like it's not grounded in reality. Like even we're not grounded in reality because we may get super upset and also have our own stories in our own way, but I think we can get talked out of it. Like if someone was like, no, I don't think that they were squatters or whatever, and we thought about all the possibilities, I could be talked down to it. But when you talk to MAGA people, there's not a way to talk like, because you're arguing different things. They have totally different information or a lot of cognitive dissonance. So when you try to like have a normal conversation with them, it gets really passionate really quickly, real emotional real quickly. Just like what you say about Trump or what you say about the Republican Party, they take to heart. Like if someone flames the Democratic Party, I don't give a fuck because you guys are like, because it's true. Like if someone tells me like how bad they hate the Republican Party, I don't give a fuck. Like it's true. Like it's ass. Like right. Like I don't take it to heart. But they do, and so. But what people do take to heart in general is that like. But like, the stories in which the MAGA people tell themselves is like denying a lot of denying a lot of situations. Like whether or not, like for example, like trans people, right? Like my sister's trans, right? They're just denying that these people exist at all. They're like, no, your logic of why you like the logic you thought of to self-identify as trans is just incredibly faulty and like whatever. But once again, it's like a subjective human experience. So no matter what you think, it doesn't matter. But then to pass laws or to like I think like trans people now can't get their passports changed to their preferred gender, right? And that sucks, right? Because I think you can change the name, you just can't change the gender. So you could, not be dead name, but you're still seeing, whatever. And so I think that causes more harm than good to like pass laws or to even make any politics about trans people at all. I think that's pretty harmful because it's like it's like a very, very, very small population of people. It's like, it's like if you made laws based off of what people that were playing Magic the Gathering were doing, like this very small niche community. It's like, and then you brought them and said these Magic the Gathering people are the reason we don't have nice things, and like blah blah blah. It's like that's a crazy story to tell yourself and to believe. Oh, I don't mean to get political. It's more so I'm just trying to like make it more of like a social psychology point that you always got to question what you're believing in, and you always got to stay curious. Once you get to the point where you're like, this is my world view and it's over with, you've lost. It's over. You then stay that age for the rest of your life. Whenever you close your mind and you're like, this is how the world is, then you stop becoming a learner, then you stop growing. You stay that, you're stagnant forever, right? But like you can have like certain rights or certain things that you're like, this is not changing at all. Yeah, that's fair. A lot. I mean, those are your core values, right? Those may not change. Like in no way in any world will I say I don't believe in social rights or I don't believe in like. I don't believe that billionaires should like not do not like cheat the tax code and not pay no taxes. Like they should just pay the taxes because if they do so, like. The poverty line would like the lower, like the poverty class would like start to cease to exist. Like of course I can say that without a doubt that is my belief. I don't think anything will change that. I think what's changed more so in my view of billionaires is like I do believe there's a way to be an ethical billionaire. And that sounds paradoxical. I think that's what's changed. Is like not really a hatred towards. I have a hatred towards certain billionaires, but that's more on side. Like I don't hate Mark Cuban, right? Like I don't give a like what. I don't hate the guy that made Gymshark, like right, like feel like one of the youngest billionaires. Like I don't get mad at, or like now that when AI starts to develop, people will just be having software companies that, you know, and the software they develop is not off the backs of cheap labor, which it could be though. Damn, I guess I don't know if I believe in ethical billionaires though, because the amount of capital you have to obtain a billion is taken away from so many people. Because there's no such thing as hold on, let me see how much time I have. I'm going on a rant. Yeah, because there's like in this like exponential growth in capitalism is not possible because there's finite resources, and so as people start to hoard more wealth, like even someone like XQC who has hundreds of millions of dollars, and he just like he gives some to his mom and stuff like that, but like, oh, let me give you a better example. Today at lunch, me and my friend Angeli, I was like, what would you do if you had $1 billion? What would you do with $1 billion? And she said, she had her calculator out. She's like, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do. And by the time she got through everything she wanted to do, including like paying, like, you know, paying off her parents, right, or like retiring her parents, stuff like that, and like buying them houses and like taking away her credit card debt and like making sure like everyone in her life is paid for and loved for, and taking her friends on vacations, all this shit. She barely broke $1 million. Now, obviously, we have this current thing that we probably undervalued it. So let's just say it was $5 million. Let's just say even it was $10 million. $10 million, and you have everything you've ever wanted, plus more, plus way more, and you have $990 million left. Like when you really calculate how much you really need to live, and then you're like, what is this extra? Why do I even have this? Give it back to the people. Like you know. And you could say, yeah, billionaires there need to be, you know, exist because they're like, they're creating like a job economy or a marketplace. They're creating a marketplace. So like people now they're like, they have, you know, like Amazon how many employees? 10,000 employees. I don't know how much Amazon has. However 1,000 or million employees, right? Like you're employing that many people. You're giving this much people work. That is good. But more than most of the time, the CEO is taking a stupid amount of not salary, of just either, yeah, like he's taking more like stocks or, you know, whatever. I don't think most of it's liquidity, but he's taking a lot of money. I don't think the CEO deserves that much. I think when I become CEO, I think all profits are shared. I don't think I make a profit. I don't think we don't ever make a profit because we give it back to the people. You can say, well, how do you scale at that point? Well, you can set some money aside, but as a team, as like the whole team, we make a decision and let them set some money aside because we want to scale or whatever. But it's like, I think there's a way to do that. But then again, it's this weird thing because it's like the internet that you have, or like even the technology that you're using, was built with like, you know, especially the batteries, are built by like slave labor, like people mining out in Africa, like people mining for cobalt and shit like that. Like huge, where they're getting paid, you know, cents or pennies, right? So it's like, no, you can't escape it. But then again, everyone's, bro, I'm sorry, I'm having like a whole debate with myself. Yeah, but then everyone's always using a phone. Billionaires or not, people are always using phones. I'm like, so like, what up? Like, I don't know. I think I have to watch that video that Jamil wanted me to watch about Rich. It was Jubilee did Rich versus Poor, and I don't really fuck with Jubilee a lot because I feel like the shit they did where it was like one guy versus 25 LGBTQ activists. Like, it's kind of weird because it was almost like one of the questions like, are trans people real or something like that, and it's like someone having to go on a show to justify their existence. It's like them existing is enough as a justification. So some of the Jubilee shit, I feel like they're not grifting, but they're kind of like doing some weird shit. But I wanted to watch the Rich versus Poor one because I think one of the guys did talk about this, like the fact that there is no ethical. I didn't really see his argument. I feel like I'm forgetting like some major things. But if you have a company where everyone's sharing profits, then I guess your point is like you wouldn't become a billionaire. Like, like how much? If Jeff Bezos increased everyone's wages by like $5, like annually, how much money is that? Like if he has, you know, I would have to do the math, but anyways, all I'm saying is $1 billion is a stupid amount of money. Like, and dude, I even saw this video today of like this guy could be totally lying. It's like it's that one guy that goes around and he's like he interviews like billionaires and like really rich people, and he kind of has like he's kind of jacked a little bit. He has like I don't know. Maybe has something to do with Texas. No, it doesn't. Anyways, whatever. He was interviewing this guy, and this guy was like, you know, his revenue last year was $7 million. This year it's $11 million. His revenue, not profit. And then the guy was like, the interviewer was like, how much taxes have you paid this year? And he was gloating about how he paid no taxes this year. And whether it's true or not, whatever. But on that small scale, $11 million is still a shit ton of money. And to pay and you're not paying any taxes, while the whole middle class is actually becoming the poor class because, like, they're having to carry the weight of the taxes because the rich people won't pay shit because they found all these cheats in the tax code. And then the poor people are slowly creeping into like extreme poverty or homelessness because like they don't have money. There's no money circulating, bro. These people are hoarding money. Like imagine gloating about not paying taxes. And then you could go into the issue of like, well, do I really trust the government to like distribute my taxes well? That's a fair point. Like, should I be able to have all the money that I earn? Okay, that's fair. But when you become a CEO or someone, like, that's not your money. Even when you become, like, part of the C-suite or, like, people that are, like, really in leadership or power, that's not really your money. Like, your money is based on all the people under you working. So I get the point. So I guess you should, dude. So it's really, I didn't earn all this money, so I should pay no taxes. It's either, bro, either give it to your people, and you'll get tax less by giving your salary and distributing it to your coworkers, or pay it in full, bro. Because like, imagine this guy's jipping out $11 million. Imagine how much like Elon's like avoiding. Yeah, he had like the biggest. He paid the most taxes in history of a world. But even at that point, it was a percent. It was still like, and. I don't mean to go on some sort of rant like this, but it's just what happened today. I mean, I'm just having like some thoughts on the balcony. Other than that, like I'm having a beautiful day. It's actually amazing outside. They're playing some nice jazz music. I actually mess with them heavy, bro. I'm sorry for being kind of strange earlier about like a couple videos ago about thinking they're squatters. They're probably just normal dudes. But anyways. Like I want to have my own startup and I want to have my own company and I want to do it the right way. Like I want to see everyone succeed and like just like the Arizona iced tea guy, bro. No greed on that guy. Oh, he's like I'm not raising it to past 99 cents unless something absolutely insane happens. Whilst Target's like, oh yeah, you guys just boycotted us for like getting rid of DEI stuff. Well, now we're actually having to increase all the prices of it. Even though they had like a huge hit on like on their sales, they're like, oh, okay, we're actually going to increase the prices because of tariffs. It's like, okay, well, the CEO actually just didn't take like a $68 million salary or whatever, right? Let me see what time I have. Well, let me see how much the CEO makes. His total compensation for last year was $25 million. That's a stupid, like, y'all, bro. I did research on this for a while. It was like, for me to retire by 29, I have to make like $3 million a year and then just take $100K as salary while everything else isn't dividends or, you know, whatever. This guy's making $25 million a year for raising prices. Like, that's what he does, bro. I don't respect CEOs that are like these big corporate spheres, but I respect CEOs and startups. I respect CEOs and of restaurants and like I respect independence, like for sure. I don't know. Oops, I forget. Dude, it died before I could say this. Well, alright, you guys have a beautiful Thursday. Tomorrow's gonna be a beautiful Friday because I'm the only one in the office. Everybody else is gone, so it's me holding down the fort. But guys, girls, gays, queers, they, them, these are any, all. Everyone and anyone, have a beautiful rest of your Thursday. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Alright.